What's up, everybody? You're ringside with Roy, and I'm doing a review on the Aquila Boxing Knockout Chaos 2 promotional card that took place last night. Amazing, amazing card. Big respect to Kevin Lerena and his wife Geraldine and their team. They are fast showing everybody in South Africa that they are like one of the premier boxing promotional outfits out there, and we hope to see them put on more shows because it's so good for boxing. It's so good for the fighters that are on the card, for the people who want to be on the card, and yeah, just for the spectators. They're getting their money's worth. Like, what a card. So let's get into it. First fight of the night, Matthew Petersen, he showed that he belonged on a card like this, on an outfit like this, by beating Tshegofaatso Matlala. It was a majority decision, so a tough one for Matlala to stomach, especially considering he's handed him his second loss now of his career. It's all the more difficult being, the home fighter as part of like the Smith team, and having that extra pressure. But you can still come back from this. I think it's not too big a deal to lose your first two fights, especially under these circumstances. But yeah, big respect to Petersen. Let's see more of him. I think he handled a lot of the early pressure very, very well in the first round, and he came out on top, so good for him. Let's see what happens to him next. But yeah, I think the antidote for anything like this for a guy who's lost these two fights is to get back in there. He just needs to get back in there and see if this is the right thing for him. And I think there's a lot of hype around him, so he should get another crack at it. Anyway, next one, Tumelo Mphahlele defeated another home fighter in Hendrikz. He handed him his second loss by TKO in the fifth round of their sixth rounder. Featherweight contest. I think this guy's talented. He's very, very talented, and we could very well see him fight someone like Sabelo Ndwandwe or Lindo Kudzwayo next maybe not next, but at some point in his career, because he shares the same division as them, and he's definitely got the skills. He's moved to 6-0. Hendrikz back to the drawing board. He loves the game, so I'd really hope to see him back soon. Okay, next up, Mphahlele Bonko. A lot was said about him when he fought Dennis Mwale. It was a scrappy event, bit of a dirty fight. But I think a lot of people questioned whether or not a guy with 3 fights should be fighting a guy with 20-odd fights. And Dennis Mwale, the man from Malawi, he's a veteran. A lot of people judged him on his fight with Boyd Allen, who he gave a hard time to Boyd Allen. But I think Mphahlele Bonko showed his class. Like this, let's never forget that this guy is a Commonwealth Games bronze medalist. You don't just get that delivered to you in the post. You work really hard for something like that in an amateur career that is very, very, very tough to get to the Commonwealth Games. It's like one stage away from the Olympics. So big respect, and he can hang in there with the big boys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with him next. There's a lot of junior middleweights out there who want to have a dance with him. So we'll see what happens. On to the next fight. So Liam Fox versus Dino Malajika. That was a catchweight, and Liam Fox continues farming that aura of being a knockout artist. He's not farming it, but he has definitely got an aura around him as someone who will put you to sleep. He got a draw in his last fight, but he's come back to winning ways he pulled out the bag last few seconds of their 4-rounder, and unfortunate to Dino Malajika because he put on a good display. I think the younger Malajika brother of Charlton and Ricardo, and Charlton also fought last night in Malawi and got a draw. So yeah, not an amazing night for the Malajikas, but I think he can hold his head high, and I'd love to see him fight again. He's definitely got potential. Yeah, so Liam Fox, I liked his post-fight interview. He was very gracious and humble in victory, and he said he needs to go and work on a few things and tidy a few things up. But yeah, we definitely want to see him back soon. I'd like to see him against someone like Miamiko Mosland. Maybe it's a few fights away, but these two knockout artists should be on a collision course with each other at some point if they can continue putting people to sleep. So on to the next one, Gary van Staden, super middleweight, who's moved to 5-0 by beating Nicholas Kasongo last night in their super middleweight scrap. And yeah, I mean, he continues to impress. You know, he's a nice guy out the ring, but he's got bad intentions in the ring, and he definitely showed Kasongo a thing or two. Beautiful straight right. I saw there was some good good exchanges before that took place. But yeah, Gary van Staden, he kept his composure, and he definitely delivered a pretty sweet knockout. So he can go home very, very happy. He's moved to 5-0. And post-fight interviews would suggest that they will not shy away from an opportunity to fight either Dylan Prosser or the winner of the rematch between Dylan Prosser and Snamiso Ntuli for the SA title, for the South African super middleweight title. The super middleweight division's getting very, very hot. And I like Van Staden's chances. So let's see what happens. But yeah, great performance for him. Then on to the next fight of the night. Very quick summation of K9 Fourie, who defeated Faraday Mukandile in TKO by the third round. Yeah, I mean, he was overmatched, Mukandile, but you know, Kane Fourie just he's a he's a promoter's dream. You know, he's exciting, he's got the look, he's got the style, he's got the power, he's a phenomenal full package. And he sells tickets, and I think we can all see why. I mean, he's a very good fighter, and I can't believe he was boiling down to lightweight. He looks so good at welterweight. Like, you know, he looks comfortable, he looks strong. Let's see what's next. I mean, there's a lot of welterweights out there in South Africa, and he definitely is one to watch for the future. So he'll probably be out on the next ABP card, and I think that'll be the one where Kevin fights. So a lot of these guys will actually probably be back on that. Cool. So the penultimate fight of the night was Jackson Chalke versus Gideon Buthelezi. Now these two have been a back and forth war of words. They've wanted to fight each other for a long, long time, and they finally got it on. And Jackson Chalke, he got the win in their six-round unanimous decision. Two former IBO world title holders finally putting their rivalry to bed. Next up, well, the final fight of the night, shall I say, Sabelo Ndwandwe, the man from Deep Sloot, he took the IBO All Africa title by a razor thin, split decision against Lindo Kudzwayo. It was his first defense of the title, and he submitted it now. I think he can feel a bit aggrieved because, you know, that could have easily been scored a draw. It was a very tight fight, but I mean, it was an advert for boxing. The two men put on an amazing display of boxing. They've each got a 20K bonus from the promoter because they were so impressive. And I think everyone who was at the event were treated to a final fight. It doesn't matter about knockouts. Knockout clock, knockout chaos, number 2, it's all good. But when you see quality boxing of that nature, you can just be proud to say that you were a part of it, and you've got guys like this in your country who can fight like that. So yeah, big respect to the promotional outfit again. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please like and subscribe for more action like this, and comment and let me know what you think of the fights, and have a great Sunday going forward.